Welcome to another installment of LebanonSportsBuzz.com presents. Today we're with Coach Jerome Simon. Coach is an assistant coach on the Annville-Cleona wrestling team, and we're at the second day of states. And Jeffrey Inman, one of his kids, and the only kid from Lebanon County, by the way, who made it to states, just was eliminated and had the season ended. And Coach, just give me some initial thoughts, just how things went for Jeff today.
He had two tough draws. His first match was against a kid who was a state champ as a freshman. He took third last year. He's only had one loss in his career. I thought Jeff wrestled very well the first two periods. Second period kind of got away from him a little bit. We had a caution call. Gave up a set of back points, but he wrestled aggressive all the time. He wrestled the kid very well, and that's the kind of kid Jeff is. He's a hard worker. He basically is a very cerebral wrestler. He wrestles very smart. His second match, then he caught a little tough kid from Brookville, who's a pretty tough fire plug, just kept coming at him. Jeff had a hard time getting a good shot at him. He defended some shots, but in the end, he gave up one takedown in the second, and in the third period, with about 15 seconds left, he was in on a shot. The kid tried to funk Jeff. Jeff tried to refunk him. Almost came back with the takedown and put it in overtime. But again, as far as what he put forth today, I was very proud of him. I thought he did a real nice job.
Hey, Coach, how close was Jeff to getting that takedown at the end of the second one there?
Basically, the kid still had his ankle up underneath him, and he had it extended. So if Jeff could have maybe driven forward, brought the leg back, and been under both arms, he might have been able to do. But the kid was smart with it. He had him by the heel. He had him out to his chest. It would have been tough for Jeff to get two out of that situation.
Right. Yeah. You know, it seemed to me like sort of like the clock kind of ran out. Like if Jeff had an extra 10-15 seconds, he might have been able to get free there.
If he had some more time, he would have either got the two or they might have even gone stalemate on him. But it was a situation where it was a little bit of a toss-up right there. He got his hips up high. He was kind of driving forward with it, but the kid was able to extend his leg and kind of kept it back. He really couldn't get underneath it for any control.
Hey, Coach, can you explain to people maybe who have never been here what this atmosphere is like and how this is different than just say like a regular season dual meet?
The level of competition is up so much higher than what a lot of kids are used to. And then you factor in the crowd, you factor in the atmosphere, just all the people, all the lights, 6 mats going on at one time. It could be a little bit overwhelming for a lot of kids. That's why I think it's very important that Jeff was able to experience it as a sophomore.
Right.
He won a match yesterday that wasn't probably his best wrestling of the year, but he found a way to win, won that match. This morning he established himself. Early in the match, I thought he wrestled tough. The last match, he was not the least bit nervous, so I think he sort of acclimated himself to the conditions well. But you'll see a lot of kids, they get a little bit nervous, and then things that used to work for him, things he might get a little bit lazy with, don't work here.
Yeah.
It's just little things that just don't work. So I think it really, really helps to get that experience early, to get a win under his belt, and now he knows what it's going to take the years to come.
Right. Hey, Coach, and I said this to Jeff. I said, you know, you wanted to get a medal. It didn't work out that way, but he still wrestled well. He wrestled well and didn't get a medal at states.
No, he wrestled tough, and I'll be honest with you. The first thing I said to him after he lost his quarterfinal match today, I said, Jeff, you wrestled a much better match today in that loss than you did yesterday. Mm-hmm. And like I said, he's a cerebral wrestler. He's a smart kid, but he just couldn't get his shot in today. He was in a couple times, but just couldn't finish his shot.
Right.
Again, he has nothing to be ashamed of.
Right.
He wrestled well. He wrestled very well district tournament, very well at regionals, and he's a very mentally tough wrestler too. So he doesn't get beat because he does foolish things. Usually, if he loses, it's because the other guy out-wrestled him.
Right.
He doesn't give away points, doesn't give away matches.
Right.
Like I said, that's pretty much all you can ask for. He is very, very tough mentally.
Hey, Coach, do me a favor. Go back to, think of Jeff maybe beginning of the season and talk about how far he's come. And I know he's had a really consistent year. Has he improved a lot, or has he just been kind of consistent throughout?
He's been very consistent throughout the year. He could get away with some sloppy things early, and kind of work with them, talking about things like that. He's more physical, I think, now than he was at the beginning of the year. But his conditioning's always been good, and that's one thing he prides himself in, is his conditioning.
Right.
So I don't know if he could improve that conditioning, but he's never the tired guy out there.
Right.
But it's just, like I said, just those little things that he now knows what he needs to go back and work on. But I would say he's been pretty consistent all year. In fact, the match that he won yesterday might have been one of his weaker performances all year, and that was a win. So
Right.
if he can take a win away at States with a weak performance, that's not bad.
Right. Hey, Coach, talk about how much of an accomplishment it is just to get here, and the fact that Jeff is, I'm pretty sure about this, the 5th Annville-Cleona wrestler in the last 6 years to get to States.
Yeah, it is tough, especially as a sophomore too. When you look at all the kids that wrestle, I think there's 226 AA schools in the state. And this morning he was one of only 8 kids that could have earned a gold medal in that way. It's pretty impressive. And to go through that grind of sectionals, districts, and the regional tournament, it's tough because you have to be able to bring it 3 weeks in a row. You have to be a pretty consistent guy. Now some guys get hot when they get up here. They're on fire, and that happens. But to get here, it is tough. And then once you're here, depending on what you place at that region, that can determine a lot of the outcome in the brackets, because 5s against 1s, that's a tough draw. So to be able to get in the finals at sectionals and win, to be able to be in the finals at the district and in the finals at regionals, he did place himself in a good position. But some of the other wrestlers that have got up here before, I think what it does is it shows the other kids that this is what you have to do to get there.
Right.
And I really think it's great that he's such a model kid. I mean, in the classroom, on the mats, whenever we run, he's almost always the first kid back whenever we're training.
Right.
And I tell you what, he's a very soft-spoken kid, and the kids respect him just for that. But to see what it takes to get here, he motivates a lot of kids without ever having to really say a word about it. He just motivates by his actions and what he does. So his work ethic is one that I wish everybody could copy, because I'll tell you what, I mean, it hurts when a kid that works that hard and he misses out, getting on the medal stand.
Right.
Like I said,
Right.
He definitely is a role model for those younger kids.
Hey, Coach, great job. Awesome. It's always nice to speak to you. And just keep working hard. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hopefully you're having a better conversation next year.
Okay.
Higher on the podium, all right?
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.